1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
Yeah, was that Gianfranco Zola who played in this country? Who said that?
Santi Cazorla.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, without knowing in what specific area or areas he's talking about, I mean, to say that one league is light years behind another, I think you need more information to know to comment on what he means. I mean, if it's purely the competitiveness of the matches. I mean, almost every match can be viewed as a very competitive match because the Premier League is like that, and there's always 4 or 5 teams just above the relegation zone, desperate not to sink further, and there's always teams who want to get into the top 6 or 7 to get European football. So there's not many teams who are just safely operating around the mid-table who don't have a degree of excitement to many of their matches. So we know competitively it's an incredible spectacle, and actually it has been pretty much since it was formed. I think it was formed in 1992, if I'm right on that, which is what 34 years, and it's never really wavered. It's only gone from strength to strength. Sometimes I get surprised that I think most or many top players have come to the Premier League in their time, like Ronaldo. 1 or 2, or literally I can think of 2, Mbappe, it seems to have expressed no desire to come here, and certainly Messi. You'd think, given that it's known to be the most competitive league, you would have thought maybe, I mean, Mbappe still has got time, I guess, but Messi wouldn't now do it as he's past his prime. But you'd think someone of his quality, arguably, along with Ronaldo, the best footballers in the world, and they must be viewed as that, you'd think, as Ronaldo did, that Messi might have wanted to come here just for a season if necessary, just to try out this most competitive league in the world, to see how he fared with his talent, all his talent, against some of the best defenders or whatever in the world. And of course, perhaps he was too comfortable at Barcelona for many years, and just didn't really want to get away from that comfortable environment. It was very much his comfort zone, I expect, before he went then, and he plays now, doesn't he, for Miami, the David Beckham team in Florida. But yeah, I'm always a bit surprised he hasn't come. But as to the Zola comments, yeah, I think, as I said earlier on, the Premier League is the most watched sporting item in the world. And certainly football, the football part of it dominates the other leagues. That's not to say the other leagues don't have the quality. 1 or 2 of them possibly have a bit higher quality, like the Spanish league. You said we often expect the Spanish teams to beat us. They don't always, but that's a bit of a tradition in that. So they've got great technique, some of these players there. So it's not just about the quality or the technique, but it's about the whole item. The Premier League, is the very words Premier League conjure up this idea of tough competition, great forwards trying to beat great defences, and all that goes with that, the great game of football, the beautiful game. But yeah, it's a bit almost a sad thing for someone to say. I don't know whether he's involved with the Spanish league, but to sort of say it's light years behind the Premier League, I don't know. I'd be very interested to find out exactly what he was referring to there.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, because that's a very...
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
That's a very strong. It's a very strong claim to make.
It is.
I would. Be, I would be interested to know. Now, just moving on to the next one. Haaland, when being asked, he said, he said, I don't want to sound cocky. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I actually expect Donnarumma to save these types of shots. That's why we bought him. Now, do we know the shot that he's talking about? The one that he saved?
That shot near the end of the game was out of this world. I mean, it really was, because he initially, in the move that was developing quite in the penalty area, or approaching the penalty area, he was quite far forward, and he was gradually moving back as he was reading the game. But he wasn't back on his goal line, far from it, and it's probably a good job he wasn't, because he narrowed the angle. But somebody shot, and it then cannoned off, I think, a defender. So it looped, and it was going to go into the goal. And if they stopped the camera at that point, at that high point, and asked everyone watching to bet, would he save it or not? I think 95% would have said no chance. It's too high for him. He couldn't twist himself to get to that position. But then start the camera again, and he does. It's a flying save going backwards. But it wasn't just that he got his hand to it. For mere mortals, or even goalkeepers, their hand would have been sort of knocked but he's got such strong hands, good goalkeepers do, that he is able to palm it over. I mean, that would have been a fantastic end to the game, because it would have been 2-2, and we'd have probably been spared the debacle at the other end. But what a save, and that is why I believe he's called, and I agree, he's probably the best goalkeeper in the world. It was phenomenal. It was like he had superpowers to get to that ball, and there was no way his determination was not going to save that. But yeah, fantastic save.
All right,
incredible.
Okay, that's good. Because I was going to bring up another issue, another comparison. Now, are we arguably saying that he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League at this point? Is that?
Well, yeah. I mean, if he's got the idea, if he's got the thought that he's the best in the world, and I think that has been said more than once, a lot more than once about him. When they bought him at Man City, that was their kind of thought. This is the best guy.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.